How's it going, YouTube? It's RJ here, and welcome back to another Pokemon card video. So, I have completed my very first Grandmaster set, which I like to call Master Set Plus, but most people are familiar with Grandmaster set. So that is the words that we're going to be using for this. So, I kind of wanted to explain the concept of Master sets and Grandmaster sets because that's how I like to collect, is specifically Master sets. But I've attempted and completed my first Grandmaster set, and I kind of wanted to talk about that experience, show you guys the binder. But before we do that, I do want to get into exactly what it is. So, the first thing is a Master set, and that's exactly what I like to collect. A Master set is simply one of every card you can pull from a pack. So that includes every reverse holo, it includes every overnumbered card, which would be anything like your full arts, your illustration rares, that would be after the anything that would be like a secret rare essentially. So it doesn't matter if it's just the full arts that you have to get, anything that you can pull from a pack has to be included in a master set. And I also like to include energies in this as well. I know it's not for everybody. You don't have to, and especially in the Scarlet and Violet era, they do technically have their own set symbol, but because I can pull an energy from a pack, I include them. So master sets are this, a complete set would just be one of every card you can pull, and that would just be either the common version or the reverse version, but it's just one of every numbered card. But I like to collect reverses because every card for me matters. The Grandmaster set, however, is everything from a master set, and it includes every variant of every card from any promotional materials from tournaments, as long as it has the same set symbol or set number. So with the Scarlet and Violet era, it would be like Obsidian OBF for Obsidian Flames, which is the set we're going over today. And then it would be like your Cosmos Holos for things where they would be in collection boxes, stamped cards that you get for pre-orders. I personally, for a Grandmaster set, do not include Black Star promos, or I do not include the trainer tips, but they will be shown off in this video just because I kind of wanted to have something done for people who are a lot more strict on it than I am, just so that way I can appease everybody. And it also does not include any alternate languages, so you do not need the Japanese version of a Charizard EX and every Japanese version of it to have it count. It's only in the language you're collecting because it's considered a different set for other places. Specifically, I know a lot of the times Japanese sets get combined into making one for English. So that's how I sort it out. You can include it. There are a lot of times where you'll have like an illustration rare pulled, like for example the Charmander. It technically comes in the Obsidian Flames ETB, so I can understand why people would want to include it with their Obsidian Flames set, but because it has the Black Star promo symbol and it's SVP, I personally do not include it when considering a Grandmaster set, but I do have them included in my binder just for this video. And in any future Grandmaster sets, if I ever attempt another one, I might include those too, but it is something a little bit more strenuous to get. Now, if you want more information on master sets in general and the Grandmaster sets, here are 3 YouTube channels, which will all be linked down below. Pokelu502, he does a bunch of master sets when sets release. He usually is able to get them done within the first 2 weeks, I think, usually. If you ever want to see how to do like a binder layout for the Scarlet and Violet era, I would go to Pokelu. He is the person I would strongly recommend for this. Also, Mr. Mewman, he hasn't uploaded recently, but if you want to go over like Sword and Shield era and some past era sets, he is also really good when it comes to that. And then Sleeve No Card Behind, he has a video strictly dedicated to talking about the differences between a master set and a grandmaster set, and what gets included and not, because it is a little bit muddled, a little bit murky, muddy, however you want to say it. It's not very clear on exactly what it is, and it can vary from person to person. So a lot of the information, I kind of go off of that too, just for how I collect. But if you wanted more information on master sets and grandmaster sets and a more in-depth video, his video is the one to look at. So we are going over the Obsidian Flames master set. So for the master set itself, there are 414 cards. I include the 8 energies, 406 if you don't include the 8 energies, 12 illustration rares, 12 full arts, 6 special illustration rares, 3 golds, I believe they're the hyper rares, or yeah, I believe they're hyper rares, 21 EXs, 176 reverse rares, and then 176 commons, uncommons, and rares. These are what you absolutely need to have the master set. Obsidian Flames isn't too bad of a master set, truthfully. It's not a very expensive one. I think it's actually the cheapest master set to complete in the Scarlet and Violet era, and I think if you have the means to do so, I know there are a bunch of listings off of eBay to go pick those up, because it is, I think, something more obtainable to do. When we go into the Grandmaster set, though, that's where things start to get ridiculous, and it took a while for me to get the research done for this. It took forever for me to get from my master set to this Grandmaster set, just because I kept finding new cards and I couldn't find any way to figure out if I've gotten them all. But I do want to recommend the Dex app, because that is what I ended up using to help me get the final pieces, and it showed everything that I was missing before. But beforehand, I was going through the TCG player and then just typing in the Cosmos Hollows and then searching through each one, and there were times where some of them didn't have images, but it actually did belong in the set. But there are 52 additional cards for the Grandmaster set, 18 if you include the non-required pieces. That would be including the 4 trainer tips, the 4 pre-release promos, which is Palafin, Cleffa, Togekiss, and Mawile, plus their 4 stamp pre-release promos, and then the ETB Charmander with the Pokemon Center stamp as well, and then the 4 promos from the single pack blisters and the 3 pack blisters, which is Palmy, Paldean Wooper, Houndstone, and Eevee. I would include those if you wanted them with your Obsidian Flame sets, because they come with specifically Obsidian Flames products. If you look into the ETB booklet, these are the products that they tell you about. And also the pre-release, yeah, everything is included in that. So it is not required, because most of these are, like I said, Black Star promos, which I would include in a Black Star promo master set. So they don't go to my Obsidian Flames. However, the trainer tips I do think is a very cool thing to pick up, at least if you haven't. It has the pack arts for the set. So for this one, it would be Terra Dragonite, Terra Tyranitar, Terra Charizard, and then Revavroom. Also, there are 16 Cosmos foils, a Rowlet, Dartrix, Bounsweet, Steenie, Scovillain, Froakie, Frogadier, Palafin, Togekiss, Grievard, Larvitar, Pupitar, Caesar, Darkrai, Pawniard, and Bisharp. There are a bunch. They come in different products. There's a Rowlet Dartrix that you can only get, I believe, in Canada or Europe. Bounsweet, Steenie, and Larvitar, Pupitar came in the Serena EX and Tyranitar EX collections. Froakie, Frogadier came in the Shrouded Fables collection. Pawniard and Bisharp also came in the Shrouded Fables collection. Darkrai, I believe, was another European exclusive or an Australian exclusive. There are so many different ways to get these, and this is why it's very difficult to do, because most of these are regional based, and that's why it's so hard to research this, just because there's not really a lot of places that have this information readily available. You have 2 foils, Charmander and Charmeleon. I believe they came from the Charizard EX, the statue figure. I could be wrong. I know I pulled them, I had them myself, and it's either that one or like the Charizard EX promo collection box. It's one of those two that it came with. Next up is the 3 non-holo rares. These come from the Build and Battle pre-release decks. Normally in the sets now, the rares are always going to be holographic. In the pre-release Build and Battle decks, there are non-holo rares, and there's only Toxtricity, Togekiss, Palafin. Very simple. A lot of other sets have a bit more. Next up, we have the 8 play prize stamps. We have Toedscruel EX, Tyranitar EX, Lunatone, Claydol, Charizard EX, Pidgeot EX, Letter of Encouragement, and Town Store. Now, my set was complete up until February 14th when Prize Pack Series 6 came out, and Town Store got a random promo, like random stamp super late. I don't understand why. I know it is playable, and I think it's used in like I believe a Tatsugiri deck, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong, but it helps you with getting items. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's a to get tool cards. So anything that requires tool decks, it is useful. It just is crazy that it took so long after Obsidian Flames release, and we're still getting additional cards. It wasn't the last card I needed, though. The last card we'll talk about in a moment. But continued, we have the Holiday Stamp Ice Q EX, which comes in the advent calendar. We have 4 Trick or Trades, Umbreon, Houndour, Houndoom, and Darkrai. 4 Pokemon TCG Gym Stamps. I believe these are Asia exclusive, but they are in English, so you do need them for a Grandmaster set. And that is the Toedscruel EX, Scizor, Pidgeot EX, and Letter of Encouragement. Next up, we have 2 regional champion stamps. It is the Gita, which is a reverse card with the I believe it is a, international or regional championship. And then there is a staff variant of that. That one was a little bit difficult to get, the staff variant, but the regular regional one is like a $2 card. You can pick that up still for relatively cheap. I have 5 Battle Academy stamps, and this one might be a little controversial, but there is a Larvesta that has a 31 and a 44. So in the Battle Academy, there's the little stamps of the main EX for that deck in the bottom right corner, and they have them numbered differently. There is one that has a 31 and one that has a 44. I count those as different cards just because I'm being a little bit of a stickler, because I think it's stupid. I really think it's stupid, but I want to be as strict as possible for this one video so that way I can ease up. But then there's Salandit and Salazzle, which are in the Darkrai deck, but the Darkrai deck from the Battle Academy does not have those additional numbers on it. Next up, we have the Great Ball League Pidgeot EX, and this is the most expensive card in this binder. I will let you guys know now. It took a while for it to get in. I thought I got scammed at one point. I believe I overspent a lot just to try to get it. I would not do it again. Maybe, maybe, but I will not be spending that same amount again. I probably will be waiting for it to at least drop a little bit in price, but I wanted to get this done because it's something I thought was really cool. Next up, we have 2 jumbo cards, a Charizard EX, which I believe was a European exclusive, and Decidueye EX jumbo card, which came out in that Canada or European box with Decidueye that you can get the Cosmos Hollow, Rowlet, and Dartrix. I'm including them because they have the Obsidian Flame stamp at the bottom left. It's weird, I know, but it's, like I said, a lot of other people might not include them. I'm including it just because I'm being as strict as possible for this. 2 Obsidian Flame stamps for Espeon and Umbreon, and then there's 2 more additional Umbreon stamps, one from GameStop and one for EB Games. This was an insane set for me to try to complete. Before we go into just showing it off, I do want to say I'm probably never attempting a Grandmaster set again. I thought it would be very interesting because I knew of the Obsidian Flames Umbreon. The Obsidian Flames Umbreon stamp, I did not have it. But I'm like, okay, I will pick it up I'll just make an extra space for it. And that's where it all went downhill for me, because I had the master set and I was ready to do a video on just the master set, but I'm like, oh, let me go get that Umbreon with the Obsidian Flame stamp, because that should be maybe like one of the last ones I need for it. And then I dived into a giant rabbit hole that sent me to get 50 plus more cards that I didn't really need. I don't need these cards, but it was fun to do the research. Very frustrating, but fun. I would not recommend anybody else do this. It's kind of like the pinnacle of collecting, and that's why I attempted to do it. But I will not be guaranteeing that I will be doing this again. The only time I might consider doing something like this again is if this video, for example, explodes and blows up my channel and it gets me to a point where I can afford to do so. I currently cannot afford to do this for every set. Barely could afford to do it for this one set, but it's something that I thought was super cool and I wanted to try it. But that's all I have for the prerequisite information. I think it's now time to go look at this binder. So I collect my Scarlet and Violet era sets that I can in a SV binder for Voltex. So SV3, which is Obsidian Flames is number, and it is styled after Charizard. So it is orange with a bluish background. So we'll go over every card and point out anything that is special. So we have our Oddish Gloom, Bellsprout Scyther, Shuckle, Surskit, and I display them common, reverse. Next up, we have the Masquerain, Combee, Fungus, Mungus, Phantom, Trevenant. Then we have our Rowlet line, Dartrix, Decidueye, Bounsweet, Steenie, and every card I do it if there is an extra card. For example, this is the Cosmos pattern Rowlet. I put it at the end because normally I would consider putting them at the end after the energies, but I just wanted all the art variants to be next to each other. So it will go common, reverse, and then it will go in any additionals after that if it is of the same card. But I can pull these out so we can show them off a little bit. It's pretty cool. Also, I do want to note, every single last card in this set is in one of the Obsidian Flames Charmander sleeves. So I went as all out as you physically can go with this. So we have Dartrix, we have the Bounsweet, and then on the next page is where the Steenie is at. And these are from the collection boxes for the Serena, which we have right here. The Serena is not from this set though. Smoliv, Dolliv, Arboliva. Then we have Toadscroll. There are 3 variants to him. The Play Prize stamp. And then this one is the TCG Gym stamp. We have Capsakid again, Scovillain with the Cosmos Hollow version right here. We have Charmander with a regular Hollow variant right here. Charmeleon with the Hollow variant up on this end. Vulpix Ninetales, Entei, Numel, Camerupt, Victini EX, Darumaka, Darmanitan, Litwick, Lampent, Chandelure, Heatmore, Larvesta with the 2 additional variants. Like I said, I was going to be a stickler for these, but as you can see, the Armor Rouge EX deck is what it's from, and this one has 31 and that one has 44, so I consider them different variants. It's really not necessary, but I mean, like I said, I wanted to go as all out as I physically could with this binder. Next up, the Volcarona. We have Ice Cube, and then Ice Cube with the holiday stamp. Charcadet Armor Rouge. Lapras Carvana, Sharpedo Weasel, Floatzel Temple, Palpitoad Seismitoad, Cupchew Beartic, Cryogonal Froakie, the Shrouded Fable Greninja Box Froakie, Frogadier, the Cosmos Hollow Frogadier here from the same box, Wiglet Wugtrio, Finizen, the other Finizen, and we have Palafin, and then the same thing where I put any additional things after. So this is actually the non-hollow rare, which is something that doesn't exist as much anymore other than the Build and Battle, and then the Cosmos Hollow Foil, Magnemite Magneton, Magnezone Tyranitar EX with the play stamp Tyranitar EX right here. Not bad. Dynamo Electric, Electros, Thundurus, Toxel Toxtricity with the Build and Battle Toxtricity up here. That is the non-hollow rare variant. Pawmont EX, Tadbulb, and then two Belly Bolts here with the reverse. Miraidon EX, Clefable. I skipped over Cleffa, which this card is extremely playable. Clefairy, Togekiss right here. Then we have non-hollow rare Togekiss. And then the Cosmos Foil version right here. Espeon, Obsidian Flame Stamp Reverse Espeon, Snubble, Gramble, Mawile, Spoink, Grumpig, Lunatone with the play stamp, Solrock, Baltoy, Claydol with the play stamp, Vespiquen EX, Sinistea, Poltegeist, Greavard, and then this is a Cosmos Hollow Greavard. Houndstone EX, Diglett, Dugtrio, Larvitar with the Cosmos Hollow Larvitar, Pupitar, Cosmos Pupitar, Nosepass, Barboach, Wishcast, Bonsly, Drillbur, Stunfisk, Diggersby, Crabrawler, Crabominable, Rockruff, Lycanroc, Toedscool. We have Toedscruel, Cloth EX, Glimmet again, Glimora EX, Koraidon EX, Charizard EX, and then the Charizard EX play stamp. And I was actually able to pull myself an extra one of these when I participated in my tournament. Check out that video. Wooper again, Clodsire, another Clodsire, Umbreons, and this is where all the Umbreons start hitting. So we have the Obsidian Flames Umbreon. I kept the little promotional card here with that one. We have the GameStop one. Then up here we have the EB Games, which if you can see back here, I also kept that one as well. Then we have another Umbreon, which is the Trick or Trade. Houndour with the Trick or Trade. Another Houndour, Houndoom with the Trick or Trade. Houndoom EX, Absol EX. And we have a bunch of Darkrai's. We have a Cosmos Hollow Darkrai, which I believe came from a tin, and it's a regional variant. And then we have the Darkrai Cosmos with the Trick or Trade. Inkay Malamar, Salandit with the Darkrai stamp. As you can see right there. And like I said, since it's considered a better deck, the Darkrai one, they do not number the bottom ones because the Armarouge and Pikachu are meant for specifically beginners, and then the Darkrai is a little bit more advanced, but they're both not exactly the greatest decks. But Salazzle with that Darkrai stamp, Scizor, then we have two variations of that Scizor as well, Cosmos Hollow, and then the TCG Gym, Skarmory, Mawile, Bronzor. We have Bronzong, Probopass, Excadrill, Pawniard, Cosmos, which came in the King Gambit illustration for Shrouded Fable, Bisharp, and then Bisharp, Cosmos. We have King Gambit, Togedemaru, Meltan, Melmetal, Varoom, and then Revavroom. Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite, Altaria, Drampa, Pidgeotto, and then the bird, Pidgeot EX. Super playable. But then you have the Play Stamp variant, which is pretty cool. Then you have the TCG Gym one, which is pretty cool. And then you have the super expensive one. I will let you know, like I said, I overspent, I think, on this. But this is the Great Ball League. You can only get it, I believe, in Malaysia for participating in an actual league event. This is insanely rare. Initially, I was using the Dex app and they had listed a gym Great Ball League staff variant of that card. And I was like, I don't believe it existed because I could not find a singular image of it. So I even contacted customer service on there and they were able to confirm with me, no, it doesn't. They actually made a mistake. So if a staff variant of this or a judge variant, it actually said judge on there. If a judge variant does exist, I'm going to lose my mind because I don't want it to exist because that's just a little too much for me. But moving on, we have Kangaskhan Eevee, Zigzagoon at Linoon. Got Linoon again, Swablu, Lillipup. Over here, we got Herdier, Stoutland, Audino, Bouffalance, Bunnelby, Yungoos, Gumshoe, Skwovet, Greedent EX, Lechonk, another Lechonk, because there's a bunch of Lechonks here, Oinkologne, male and female, Flamigo, Arven, and I'm surprised there's no Arven stamp card at the moment, but we will see. We have Bracius, Gita, and then we have the regional Gita, regional championship. It's a reverse hollow with a stamp, and this is the staff variant of that card. Gold staff, regional. This card was difficult to get. I believe this is the second most expensive card in the binder currently. We have Letters of Encouragement, and then we have Letters of Encouragement play stamp. And we have the TCG Gym, Ortega. We have Troll Cap, Pokemon League Headquarters. We got Poppy Rhyme, Team Star Grunt, Town Store, And then the last town store, the one that caused me issues because I got a little swirl there. That's pretty cool. This one right here, it came out literally when I thought I had everything. I was still waiting on that Pidgeot to come in because, like I said, I thought I got scammed and I thought the seller never sent it to me. But turns out it just took a very, very long time to get here, and I was very close to filing a claim. But last thing we have is the Vengeful Punch, and then we get into our illustration rares, which I'll pull those ones out one at a time so we can look at. We have Gloom, really pretty. We have Ninetales, which is probably a lot of people's favorite arts in this set. It's a lot of people's favorite currently. We have Palafin, which this one is dope. I like that card. Illustration rares are amazing. We got the boy Belly Bolt lighting up a little swampy area. A little lakeside maybe. If I can put this back in, that'd be cool. Next up, we have my personal favorite card from here, and it's the Cleffa illustration rare. Very, very beautiful card here. Next up, we have the Larvitar illustration rare. That one I'm not too crazy about. We have the Houndour illustration rare. Very cool card. Very beautiful. It's getting like super pumped in price just because the Houndoom from Shroud of Fable is. I wouldn't overspend on a lot of these cards. Next up we have Caesar, and this is a fantastic artwork here. Beautiful, beautiful card. Holy crap, these are gorgeous. I love looking at these. Varoom. Like, look at that. Look at that. He's working on a car. Next up, we have Pidgey. And then the Pidgeot and Pidgeotto are all done in the same art. But I believe it goes like in different routes. So yeah, that's Route 1 Pidgey. Then we have Route 4 Pidgeotto. You have LeChonk here, passed out after gouging himself on some food. Gorging himself, not gouging. Gouging is injuring yourself, stabbing yourself, or not. He's not gouging himself. Ice Cube EX Full Art. And Full Arts I still absolutely love. Tyranitar EX Full Art. We have Vespiquen EX Full Art. We have Glimmora. I like the blue and the green there. Absol EX. Very, very nice card. Then we have our Charizard EX Full Art. It's not too bad, I don't think. We got Revavroom EX Full Art. Another Pidgeot EX. I'm so tired of this bird, but you know, it is what it is. Then we have Gita Full Art, which I'm a huge fan of the trainer Full Arts, so very happy to have this, and it was super, super cheap to obtain. So I cannot complain about that. Then we have Ortega Full Art. Was not my favorite gym member, Team Star leader, essentially, to fight against. But he is the last one I fought. We have Poppy. Really cute artwork. But I do love the SIR for that one. Rhyme. That one's pretty cool. I wish the game was voice acted, because then we could have gotten her actually rapping. Next we have Ice Cube EX SIR. Very simple, but it's very clean, honestly. Next up, the most expensive card you can pull from the set itself. The most expensive card in the master set is Charizard EX SIR. gorgeous, gorgeous work. Kiragawa, nice. Though, if you have the Paldean Fates one, that one might be your. I like that one better, shiny. But we have Revavroom EX, used in the Team Star mobile. Oh, I love that. So pretty. Then we have our Route 18 Pidgeot EX. The last Pidgeot that we're going to see in this binder. That's okay. I'm done looking at Pidgeot for now. Gita SIR. Very nice looking. It's probably not my favorite. I do think I prefer the full art better per se, but I do not hate this. I like it. I don't love it though. This one, on the other hand, I love. Look at her. Poppy sleeping on Caparaja. That is funny. It's so cute. Very cool card. Then we have our 3 gold cards. Golden Charizard, or Hyper Rare Charizard. Pretty cool. Not insane. I don't care for the gold on this one as much. I like the golds where they make the Pokemon shiny. Those are my favorite golds per se, probably. I don't know. Maybe. But then we have Artisan gold, and I do like the stadiums in the gold though. These ones are cool. The one I do really want to get my hand on is the Area Zero Underdepths, but it might take a while. And then last up in the actual master set is the basic Fire Energy, which it's gold, but you know, it's cool. And then, like I said, I include personally the 8 energies because you can pull them. Some people might not include them. That is okay. If you don't include them, that's up to you. Like I said, I technically consider them because you can pull them from packs. But if you see, it does say SVE, which is SV energy. So it technically has its own other master set. So you don't need them. I include them because you can pull them. Then we have our trainer tips for Dragonite, Tyranitar, Charizard, Revavroom. And then if you just pull them out, you can see they come in the Build and Battle decks. But I use them just to show off the artworks for the packs. Because normally I used to just cut the pack themselves and then put a pack in. But these just work so much better. Then, before we move on to that, we have our promo page. Like I said, I normally do not count this for a master set. Everything here over on this is extra. We have our Palafin pre-release. We have the Cleffa pre-release. Togekiss pre-release. But they all have the Obsidian Flame stamp, so I do understand why people would count them because these are linked directly with Obsidian Flames. We have Mawile pre-release. And then we have the staff variants. We have a Palafin staff stamp. We have Togekiss staff stamp. That one you can barely even see the T. And then we have Mawile staff. And I do have the Cleffa, don't worry. I just could not find it raw. So I have a graded staff stamp pre-release Cleffa. PSA 9. I was almost considering cracking it just for the binder and putting it here, but I'm not. It's not its permanent home. These will eventually be moved back to the Pokemon promo binder that I have, but I do want them here specifically for this video. But yeah, I do have the Cleffa staff. She is here. We have Palmy and Paldean Wooper. These are Cosmos Hollows that came in the single pack blisters. And then we have a Houndstone and Eevee. And these came in the triple pack blisters. Then we have our jumbo cards, which is a jumbo Obsidian Flames because it has that stamp, the set symbol, Charizard EX. I do count it. Oversized promo. I'm only counting it. Normally I wouldn't. I kind of don't care too much for these. I keep them all kind of in like an envelope essentially. And then we have the Decidueye EX. They're cool. They're just really hard to store, so I kind of don't really like having too many of them. But then we have, finally, because there's not enough binder space in here, both Charmanders from the ETB. We have the regular one. Love this little meme. And then we have the Pokemon Center stamp, and this one is a lightly played variant, I believe, because I did not feel like spending $150 for like a great one, but even then it's not too bad. Oh, okay, there's like a little bit of whitening there, which whatever, I'll pay like 20 bucks less just for the little bit of whitening, because he's a binder card. He only stays in the binder. I don't really do too much when it comes to graded cards. I think it's cool, but it's not how I prefer to collect. I prefer, like I said, specifically the binder style and then setting up my binders for a master set. But yeah, this is my Obsidian Flames entire Grandmaster set. Like I said, I would prefer to call this a Grandmaster Plus set, because not Grandmaster, I would call this a Master Set Plus, because Grandmaster kind of evokes other images. I don't think it's funny, but it's like, you know, when you hear Grandmaster, sometimes you think chess, sometimes you think Ku Klux Klan kind. Not how I want this to be seen. So I like to call these the Master Set Plus. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button down below. Like I said, I will not be attempting this again for another set unless this video does so well that it allows me to be monetized on the account, and then I can use some of that money to essentially fund the next one. But hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time with more Pokemon content. So until then, YouTube, goodbye.